People treat a call out like it's a call out. Someone calling you out for something is a checkpoint. It's not a about face. People treat them being called out for something like an about face, like someone is telling them, hey, you are this, you're wrong, turn around and go back to where you came from, right? And I understand why that is. I blame cancel culture for that. We're going to get into that in a second. But what it really is, like in real life with real humans, not social media, being called out or checked for something is a checkpoint. It's an opportunity for you to check yourself and be like, damn, do your research, talk to some people, do whatever you need to do, and be like, you know what? I have some things, some problematic behaviors that I need to check. I need to do something about this. This isn't good. This isn't cool. This isn't what I want to represent. I want to do something about this. There's people forget that in real life, I get that y'all are tied up in how cancel culture has like fried y'all brains and y'all cancel people for every little thing and they can't have any type of redemption. I get it. So you carry that into your real life. And when someone calls you out for something, you have to be so defensive because you're used to calling other people things and making them shut up and canceling them and they can't change and be better. So now when you get called out for the same thing or something bad, you don't allow yourself to have any room for growth or to change because you feel you have invested so much energy into this culture, into this cancel culture, that you can't even give yourself any type of room for redemption when that literally is not, that's just not how this human experience works. There's women online right now acting like them being called biphobic or homophobic is the end of the world when they could literally just take the advice and apply it moving forward and be like, you know what? Okay, this is problematic. This is something to be aware of moving forward. That's it. And again, you don't even really have to, like, these women who are being called biphobic for not wanting to date a bisexual man, they don't have to accept the critique and be like, and then want to start dating bisexual men tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? But at least now that you're aware of what it is, if you, for some reason, at any point, encounter a bisexual man who is attracted to you, now in that time, with all of this knowledge, you will have the opportunity in real life to let it play out the way you want it to. And you can either choose the route that you've been going, or you can choose a new route with the new information you have to just experience it and see what happens. You get what I'm saying? So it's like someone calling you out for something, labeling you as something, that's an opportunity for you to check yourself, for you to do some like improvement. You know, as humans, how we fuck up, we do things, we say things wrong, we do things wrong, and we can learn and grow from it. You know, that like normal experience that exists here, right? Y'all have erased that with cancel culture, right? Let's talk about it. Are we gonna have a real conversation, or y'all just want me to sit on here and yap about shit that don't matter? Let's talk. Let's talk about the real reason why a lot of y'all are uncomfortable with accepting accountability when it comes to these conversations that we have online, calling out bigotry and ignorance, hypocrisy, and problematic behavior. Why do a lot of y'all feel so uncomfortable with it? Is because of cancel culture. But this is the culture that y'all love, though. This is the culture that y'all love. Y'all love seeing things that happen that are extremely, extremely morally bad or somewhat morally debatable. And when it's revealed or exposed for whatever's done or said, that person is canceled, in the dirt, in the ground. Sidebar, y'all do like to pick and choose who can have a redemption arc and who won't, but I'm not going to get into that, right? So the routine is something's exposed or revealed that's problematic, either extremely problematic or somewhat problematic. Canceled, you're done, you're cooked, don't say anything. If you apologize, it's not sincere, no matter even if it is sincere, it don't matter, shut up, stop talking. That's what y'all are conditioned to do. That's how y'all are conditioned to operate. You guys contribute to that culture. So the same people who contribute to that culture, when it's now your time to be held accountable for some problematic shit, it's so hard for y'all to actually take a beat and check yourself and make a pathway for you to have some redemption in this situation. Why? Because you don't give other people that same grace. You don't do it to other people online who get online and say some dumb shit that you don't like. You don't give them that same grace. They come out and apologize, y'all don't care. They come out and take accountability and be like, oh, you know what? This was wrong. This was problematic. Whatever. Not gonna do it again. Y'all don't care. Y'all shut it down. So you see how it's funny the way social media works? I'm watching it in real time and it's fascinating. But y'all like this though. Y'all like the culture where redemption is not an option. Where being able to learn and grow from something and do better is not an option. And I'm not talking about super duper extreme, like morally fucked up things. I'm talking about everything in between that people get canceled for just because. You know what I'm saying? Even the OJ shit. Did he flat out, niggas acted like, again, as someone who is very familiar with OJ's content, I said generally speaking, he was wrong. There's a lot of nuance in it that people who don't know him won't care for, and that's fine. But I think it's valid to say that OJ said some problematic shit, whether it was joking or not, right? It came across problematic. OJ went in his response video and pointed out the fact that there were multiple people saying the F slur on that campus at Streamer University. Has anyone made any videos about that? Has anyone hopped on stream about that? Are there any TMZ headlines and trending tweets about that? No. It was only all of that for OJ. When he didn't, he said everything but the F slur. You know what I'm saying? He said everything but the F slur. And just being overtly hateful, right? So do y'all see what I'm talking about? But OJ's canceled, right? But OJ's canceled. Shut up, don't want to hear from him. He's homophobic, da da da. But when this same person that y'all canceled is actually pointing out the fact that there were people on the campus that said the F slur, and there have been streamers who openly and are openly saying that word and other things that they shouldn't say. Y'all see how y'all are never consistent? OJ's canceled. Y'all not giving him no room for redemption because your mind is made up. That's fine. But for y'all, the same people who are being called out for homophobia right now, you straight women who's being called out for homophobia right now, who was very quick to point the finger at OJ and cancel him, the same way you don't want to give him any room for redemption or to apologize or to learn from the situation and do better, the same way you do that is the same way you don't even give yourself that same room for redemption or to learn from this problematic behavior that you're being attacked, that you're being accused of. You see how that works? You see how you can't do for yourself what you don't do for someone else. If you can undoubtedly not even think about it, if you can not even think about someone like OJ that you want to cancel, if you can't even consider the fact that he can apologize and really be sincere and explain his side and do better moving forward and learn from the situation. Isn't it crazy how for yourself, you now being called out for homophobia, like blatant homophobia, now you're being called out for homophobia, you're not even allowing yourself to be like, here's where I went wrong. Or, this is actually, yes, they're right. This is problematic. I need to rethink this. I need to do something about this, because you don't give that same grace to anyone else. I don't see anything wrong with that. This shit is not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal. It's not normal to erase the part of learning from something, taking accountability, apologizing, and allowing yourself to have the time to elevate past this. It's not normal to ignore that to erase that from the human experience. That's odd. That's why all of you straight women who are so uncomfortable at being called a homophobe right now and just can't take it, and just all you want to do is respond with emotion and be defensive, is because you don't want to give yourself any room or redemption or to learn and actually listen and be like, you know what they're saying is valid. Let me be aware of this, move forward, and not do this again or not think this way again. You don't do it for these other people that you cancel for the same shit. Y'all just canceled OJ in the blink of an eye. He put a video out explaining his side. You niggas shitted on it. And ironically, in that same video, he pointed out how there were literally niggas on campus saying the F slur, and no one's talking about it. All of this cancel culture shit, I've talked about it episodes before. Go watch it. I don't subscribe to cancel culture. It's never consistent. This podcast, this show, My Thoughts on What Asked For, is low-key becoming a platform where like we try to build some kind of case study for the shit that we see on social media. Because honestly, I am now like using social media in such a different way, where it's like I'm using it in a way where I watch reality TV, where I psychoanalyze strangers and why they think the way that they do and why they behave the way that they do. I'm now like viewing certain like discourse online the same way, because the way that I'm laying it out for y'all, I don't think many people, I see a couple tweets on it here and there, maybe a couple TikToks, but like nobody is really laying it out and really pointing out all the inconsistencies with all of this shit. That's why you're never going to hear me come on here and jump on a train and just go wherever the wind blows, because y'all are never consistent. And guess what? That's a human thing, right? I talk about, I don't care to keep people stuck in hypocrisies. Once you are aware that you're being hypocritical about something, you can either choose to change it or keep being hypocritical. I am scared of people, but also kind of respect it at the same time. I'm scared of people that are like, oh, I'm hypocritical, so what? Who cares? Right? Low key kind of freaks me out a little bit because that's weird. But I kind of respect it because it's like, all right, cool, you're standing in it. I don't really have to debate with you. And there's other people who can get called out for something in their hypocrisy and be like, okay, let me change this moving forward, which I think is the better route. So this was a lot to unpack. Wasn't supposed to be this long. Sincerely apologize, but it was a great conversation. I don't think I've only talked. This is only like really my second time talking about cancel culture in a pod. I'm gonna wait. I'm just waiting for like a real obvious example of how stupid it is. And I'm like 99.9% sure it's gonna happen like this year. But whenever something happens in the media that combats cancel culture and how inconsistent it is and hypocritical it is, we're definitely going to talk about this again. so we can actually have a very, very clear, undeniable, obvious example of it. There's little pockets, like there's small little examples of it here and there, but nothing big enough to where people would actually just submit to their hypocrisy and just be like, you know what, this shit is kind of stupid. Y'all are never consistent. Y'all get up here and act like you're in an uproar about people being homophobic. Yeah, y'all are homophobic every day, like casually, for no, like so casually, you don't even think about it. To the point where when someone calls you out for it, you're confused because you're like, what? How could that be? The first title of this live, y'all are bigots and stupid. It's actually insufferable.